Have you ever thought about growing your own vegetables at home? Imagine this, waking up to the crisp freshness of homegrown produce right at your fingertips. Not only does it cut down on grocery costs, but it also brings a certain joy that only comes with tending to your own garden. From the humble beginnings of a seed to the vibrant, ready-to-harvest crops, each stage of growth bears its own excitement. Growing your own vegetables is simpler than you might think. Here's how. First things first, deciding which vegetables to grow. Now let's dive into the vibrant world of homegrown veggies. Consider starting with some of the easiest vegetables to grow at home. Leafy greens like spinach and lettuce are great starters. They grow rapidly and don't require a lot of space, plus they're packed with nutrients and can be harvested multiple times throughout their life cycle. Next, think about root vegetables. Carrots and radishes thrive in deeper pots, and their growth beneath the soil adds an element of surprise to your harvest. You'll love the moment of pulling them out of the ground, revealing their vibrant colors and shapes. For a splash of summer freshness, tomatoes and cucumbers are your best friends. They're climbers, so they'll need some support, but their vertical growth makes them perfect for smaller spaces. Plus, their vibrant colors can bring life to any corner of your home. Now let's talk varieties. Each vegetable comes with its own set of unique types. Take tomatoes, for example. From cherry tomatoes to beefsteak ones, each variety has a distinct flavor, size, and growing requirement. So explore and experiment with different types to find your favorites. When it comes to timing, most vegetables have a preferred growing season. Leafy greens, for example, prefer cooler weather and can be planted in early spring or late summer. On the other hand, tomatoes and cucumbers love the heat and should be planted in late spring for a summer harvest. Remember, the success of your home garden lies in the details. So take the time to learn about each vegetable's needs and preferences. It's all part of the fun and the journey of growing your own food. Now that we've covered the basics of choosing the right vegetables, you're one step closer to creating your own green oasis at home. But remember, the most important ingredient in any garden is the love and care you put into it. Once you've chosen your vegetables, it's time to prepare for planting. A good foundation is key. In gardening, that foundation is your soil. This is where your plants will draw their sustenance, and it's where they will anchor their roots. It's no exaggeration to say that the success of your garden begins here, with the preparation of your soil. So what does it mean to prepare your soil? Essentially, you're creating the optimum environment for your plants to grow, and to achieve this, you need the right mix of soil, compost, and fertilizers. Let's start with the soil. Your garden's soil should be a good balance of sand, silt, and clay, a combination often referred to as loam. Loam holds moisture but also drains well, which is perfect for most plants. If your soil is too sandy, it won't hold water well, and if it's too clayey, it won't drain properly. Balancing these elements creates an ideal home for your plant's roots. Next, we have compost. Compost is decomposed organic matter, and it's like a multivitamin for your plants. It's packed with nutrients that plants need to grow and thrive. Plus, it improves soil structure, helping with both water retention and drainage. Well-rotted manure, leaf mold, or store-bought compost can all work wonders for your soil. Lastly, we add fertilizers. While compost provides a broad spectrum of nutrients, fertilizers can be used to deliver specific ones. They're like a targeted boost for your plants. Whether you choose organic or inorganic fertilizers, they can give your plants the extra help they need during their growth cycle. But remember, every plant is an individual with its own needs. Some plants might prefer a sandier soil, while others might need more of a specific nutrient. As you gain experience in gardening, you'll learn to adjust your soil preparation to suit the needs of your plants. So there you have it. Preparing your soil is about creating the best possible environment for your plants to grow. It's about balancing the elements of your soil, enriching it with compost, and boosting it with fertilizers. And with that, with your soil prepared, you're ready to plant. Now comes the exciting part, planting your seeds. Think of each seed as a tiny package of potential, just waiting for the right conditions to spring into life. The process of planting seeds is simple yet delicate and requires careful attention to detail. First, let's talk about depth. A general rule of thumb is to plant seeds about 2 to 3 times as deep as their width. For instance, a pea seed, which is about 1/4 inch in diameter, should be planted about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch deep. Tiny seeds like lettuce or carrots can be simply sprinkled on the surface and lightly covered with soil. Spacing is another important aspect to consider. Each plant needs room to grow and expand both above and below the ground. Planting seeds too close together can result in crowded, unhealthy plants that compete for light, water, and nutrients. The spacing between seeds depends on the type of vegetable. For instance, lettuce seeds can be sown an inch apart, while larger vegetables like tomatoes or cucumbers require about 2 to 3 feet of space between plants. To plant your seeds, make small holes or furrows in your soil with a stick or your finger according to the required depth and spacing. Drop the seeds into the holes, then gently cover them with soil. Keep in mind that not all seeds will germinate, so it's a good idea to plant a few extra just in case. Once you've planted your seeds, gently water the area. Be careful not to wash away the seeds or disturb them with a strong jet of water. A gentle shower or mist is perfect. Remember, planting is more than just putting seeds in the ground. It's about giving life to a new plant and ultimately creating food for your table. Each seed you plant is a step towards self-sufficiency and a connection with nature. After planting your seeds, it's time to care for them. Caring for your plants is a labor of love. It's akin to nurturing a child, where your attention to detail, patience, and dedication play a vital role in their growth and development. Watering is the first step in caring for your plants. It's a balancing act. Too much water can drown the roots, while too little can leave your plants parched. The key is to keep the soil consistently moist, not soaked. Each vegetable has its own watering needs, but here's a quick rule of thumb. Poke your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, it's time to water. Weeding is another crucial part of plant care. Weeds compete with your plants for nutrients, space, and light. Regular weeding keeps this competition at bay and allows your plants to flourish. It's best to pull out weeds by their roots to prevent them from growing back. Now let's talk about the unsung heroes of the plant world, sunlight and light hours. Each vegetable has a unique sunlight requirement that drives its photosynthesis process. For most vegetables, 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight is ideal. However, leafy greens like spinach and lettuce can tolerate a bit more shade. Protection from pests and diseases is another important facet of plant care. Regular inspection of your plants can help spot early signs of trouble. If you notice holes in leaves or a sticky substance on the plant, it's likely a pest problem. Natural remedies like neem oil or insecticidal soap can help control these pests. Fungal diseases often present as spots or patches on leaves or stems. To prevent such diseases, avoid watering the leaves directly and ensure your plants have enough space for air circulation. Lastly, remember that plants, like humans, need a balanced diet to grow. A good quality vegetable fertilizer can provide the necessary nutrients and boost plant growth. In this journey of plant care, you'll discover that each plant has its own personality, its own likes and dislikes. Your role is to understand these and provide the best care possible. With the right care, your plants will start to grow and eventually produce vegetables. The most rewarding part of growing your own vegetables is the harvest. So let's get right into it. Harvesting is a crucial phase that requires a bit of knowledge and finesse. Understanding when your vegetables are ripe and ready for picking can be the difference between a meal of flavor-packed freshness and a missed opportunity. First, let's talk about timing. Every vegetable has its own perfect moment of ripeness. For instance, tomatoes are best harvested when they're firm and fully colored. On the other hand, zucchinis should be picked while they're still small and tender. The key is observation. Keep an eye on your plants and notice the changes in size, color, and firmness. Now, how do we harvest without harming the plant? A rule of thumb is to use a sharp, clean tool to remove the fruit or vegetable from the plant. This could be a pair of scissors, a knife, or even a pruner. For some vegetables, like beans and peas, they can be gently plucked off by hand. Remember, the goal is to cause minimal disturbance to the plant while harvesting. Be sure to handle your harvested vegetables with care. They're at their most vulnerable immediately after being picked, so avoid dropping them or leaving them in the sun for extended periods. This will maintain their quality and prolong their shelf life. Regular harvesting is also essential. Did you know that the more you pick, the more your plants will produce? It's true. Regular harvesting often encourages further growth and production, so don't be shy about enjoying the fruits, or in this case, vegetables, of your labor. Finally, after you've harvested your vegetables, Give them a good rinse to remove any dirt or bugs. Store them in a cool, dry place until you're ready to use them. Now that you've harvested your vegetables, it's time to enjoy them. Whether you're making a crisp salad, a hearty stew, or a simple side dish, your homegrown vegetables will bring a level of freshness and flavor that's hard to beat. So go ahead, savor every bite. After all, you've earned it. There's nothing more satisfying than cooking with vegetables you've grown yourself. This is where the fruits of your labor, quite literally, come to life in a symphony of flavors. So let's dive into a simple yet delicious recipe that can be made with the vegetables we've discussed. Today, we're making a vibrant vegetable stir-fry. It's a versatile dish that you can tailor to the season and your harvest. It's also a great way to celebrate the different textures and tastes of your homegrown produce. First, gather your vegetables. We'll be using bell peppers, zucchini, tomatoes, and green beans, but feel free to substitute or add any other vegetables you've grown. Wash them thoroughly and chop them into bite-sized pieces. Next, heat up a splash of olive oil in a large pan or wok over medium heat. Add in some finely chopped garlic and a bit of grated ginger to infuse the oil with their aromatic flavors. Once the garlic turns golden brown, it's time to add your vegetables. Start with the ones that take longer to cook, like the bell peppers and green beans. After a couple of minutes, add in the zucchini and tomatoes. Stir-fry the vegetables for a few minutes until they're just tender but still have a bit of a crunch. Now it's time to season. A dash of soy sauce, a sprinkle of black pepper, and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice will do the trick. Give everything a good stir to ensure all the vegetables are coated with the seasoning. Take the pan off the heat and there you have it. A simple, vibrant, and utterly delicious vegetable stir-fry made with your own homegrown produce. This dish is not just a testament to your gardening skills, but also a celebration of the fresh, wholesome flavors that come from growing your own vegetables. And there you have it. From seed to plate, you've grown your own vegetables. You've nurtured them, harvested them, and turned them into a meal that's as satisfying to eat as it was to grow. Now that, dear friends, is the true joy of home gardening. Growing your own vegetables at home is a rewarding experience. We've journeyed together from selecting the perfect vegetables, preparing the soil, planting the seeds, caring for the little sprouts, to the joyous moment of harvesting. And let's not forget the mouth-watering dishes you can cook with your very own produce. Each step is an adventure, a lesson in patience, and a testament to the wonders of nature. So why not give it a try? You might just find that you have a green thumb after all.